Okay, good morning and welcome. I'm Zurainda from the COTA podcast, your host today. Today we are joined by Envaalde Matheus from the Namibian News Era. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you and to the viewers. My name is Envaalde Matheus. I'm a journalist at the Namibian newspaper.
Yes. Okay. So before we dive into the journey, I would love to know a little bit background about you, a little bit background, enlighten me or, highlight the best moments of you being in the Namibian News Era.
Thank you very much. But
Yes.
maybe first things first, let me say I'm great to be here again. I'm a product of the College of the Arts.
Okay.
I was here from 2018, I think, until 2020. We graduated at the moment where we had Corona in the country. It was most of those tough moments.
Yeah.
But yes, a story short, coming back here feels really great. It's an institution that's molded a lot of industry players. You go in TV, you go in print, you go in radio, and then you realize that most of the guys that are really pulling or the pull force of the media industry produced by the College of the Arts, a school in Katutura.
Yeah.
But yeah, I graduated here in 2021, like I've mentioned, and then I got my internship at a radio station in Oshibarongo, OCFM. It was quite great. I did a lot of radio production, radio presenting, writing stories for our online page, mostly Facebook and Twitter, X now. Yeah, and then in 2022, I think early 2022, I had something to do in Windhoek, and then a friend of mine that works at Eagle FM invited me. I should go there. We had a chat with the manager there, and I don't know what he saw in me. I don't know what he has heard from me.
Yeah.
It was on a Friday, I think. Sunday evening, my friend Jax is calling me. No, the manager said he wants to see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I went there. We chatted. He asked, "What are you doing now? Are you not interested?"
Yeah.
They asked me I should come in as a technical guy. I was doing filming. We would go to events and outside broadcast and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a job there. I like to forward things a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then there was a day, I think on a Saturday, the manager says, "Look, in Envaalde, we kind of have a shortage. We need somebody to help us do a show." I think it was between 9 and 11.
Yeah.
And then I went on a show. And then he calls me after I was done with the show. He says, "Look, this is your show. What name would you want to give to it?" And I could not believe it, because really I've done production. I mean, I've done presenting prior to that, but coming from a radio station that does a lot of entertainment to go to a radio station that does strictly talk was not easy. I did not even know that I was actually doing content. And I said, "No, it's okay." I told him, "How about we call it Up and About?" And he liked the name, so it became Up and About. So I was on the show, I think, for because it was a weekly show. You would only do it on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I was on a show for 2 weeks. The following Saturday, I think my first show, I invited Bishop Katenda. I was talking on something. I don't quite remember what that was.
Yeah.
And then the second Saturday, I invited Dr. Charlie Ithete. He's a doctor of the founding president, Leoma. Then the other show, I brought in the dog. King TV. And the manager was like, "Oh, this guy is very resourceful. We need him on radio. He's wasting content." I don't know what he meant, "I'm wasting content," because it was a Saturday show. We felt we needed broader discussions on our daily shows. And then I invited the then Minister of Information and Communication Technology, now the Minister of International Relations, that's Pea Mushelenga. So and then he said, "No, look, I know you can do better where you are right now, which is now filming and everything. But I feel like we need you on air. Long story short, I started doing a show called The Home Run. I pulled quite many shows and prominent how do I say it? Prominent figures from every aspect of life, especially ministers. You would speak to ministers, you would speak to EDs, you would speak to CEOs, and then I should say I'm really great. I think my best highlight was one day I was talking to, I don't want to mention her name, but she's an ED. We were talking about teenage pregnancy. We were at Safari Hotel, and I think what we were talking about kind of touched her heart, and then she shed a tear.
Emotional.
She got emotional. That's when I realized, oh wow. 2023, I think, in the beginning, somewhere around March. I think it was March, close to my birthday. I parted ways with the radio station. It's close to my heart. I'm proud. It's part of my journey. And then I became a freelancer. I was working closely with the guys in the Zurainda again, trying to just talk to their intents and instill a lot of not a lot of knowledge, but the basic knowledge that I had in the industry, the experience, and what I've done and what I picked up from the people that I've spoken to. And I was doing quite all the other things on my own, marketing, doing productions. I remember I had a project that I did with NBC. I had to produce a drama. We called it pardon my Oshirero, or COTA, something in that line. It was written by my Oshirero colleagues. Oye Morikoto,
Oye Morikoto.
Oye Morikoto,
Pronouncing it right? It's okay.
And then I produced that. I still take credit because I got a call from the executive producer, and they said it was a good project. And then towards, I think, the end of it, early this year, and then my current company then approached, and then they were like, no, we need you on radio, we need you on the paper if you can. I'm like, no, but I've been writing for the village, because Eagle FM has the village newspaper. So that's how I got in, and right now I write a lot of political stories. I sit at the political desk, but also that does not limit me to write on business stories, to write on sports stories. I'm a sport fanatic. So I do quite a lot in that aspect.
Okay. So from a COTA student to a radio presenter, now you're a writer. Okay, can I ask, what obstacles have you faced in this journey? What have you done to overcome them?
Okay, what obstacles have I faced in the whole industry? Maybe I should broaden that to what media players at large are faced with. Maybe I should not narrow it to myself. I think first part of your question was I did radio production and ended up in print. Maybe that's what I should start with before I go to the challenges. I always tell people that would call me for advice. No, Envaalde, I heard you are a journalist. I'm thinking of I should go study media. I say, look, there's nothing like radio on its own. There's nothing like TV on its own. There's nothing like print on its own. When you enter the media industry, you should then be able to be flexible.
Definitely.
And remember in the beginning of the interview, I told you, look, I started as a filming person in the company, as a technical person as well, and all these things. So you should then be able to be flexible and comfortable, whatever they send you. I mean, your manager can decide one day, look, there is an event, there is, like what you're coming from now, there was a 26th celebration, Heroes Day celebration in Omthia. Maybe one person in the team falls sick in a way, or something just happens, and then you'll go, what do they call it, both, or like for the sound, you'll go lift that up. So I say you should be very flexible in the newsrooms now. When your editor sends you to go get a story, say it's a green hydrogen event summit maybe happening in Luderitz, the editor expects you to provide a video, visual for the social media. I mean, you want to sell your paper or your radio on Twitter or on Facebook, on Instagram. You want to make sure that you reach out to where every person is. And social media is very powerful.
Very
I think
powerful.
that's that. We can never underestimate the power that social media has.
Yeah.
So your editor expects you to have a video. Your editor expects you to have something like an audio for radio. Your editor expects you to write a short story for online or something. And if you have the paper, like as a Namibian have almost everything, you are expected to write 500 to 1,100. I'm becoming the zoomer now. 1,100 or 1,000 words. So you are expected then to write up something. So you should be flexible. That's in short what I want to say, that you can't say, no, because I'm a TV student, all I do, I'll specialize in scripting only. And then you get just comfortable in that one. So you don't want to narrow it to that. Or you say, no, because I do radio, all I do is like do that one thing. Just present. I should come at my workplace, wait for somebody to hand me a script, and then I come, I present, and I go home. No, you do not do that.
It doesn't work like that.
It does not work like that. You should be able to write your own script, present your own script, and then do everything. Maybe going back to, or going to the challenges that you rather asked, there is a saying that, media should be a calling, media should be about passion, media should be about loving what you do. Of course, we all want to love what we do. You want to walk in a hospital and the doctor treats you just nicely because they are passionate about what they do. They love what they do. And everyone wants to read a story from a journalist that really is falling in love with what they do, a journalist that goes out and feel what people say in Maheke are going through, what people in Kunene faced with the drought situation are facing, or what people from the LGBTQ or other communities feel when they say we are neglected or we feel abused and all these kind of things. You want to have a journalist that have their hearts invested in the stories that they do. But also I say, look, passion does not pay the bills. It does
Never
not.
will.
I think one of the challenges that media players or a lot of journalists and people that really do the most is lack of investment, either from the government or either from their companies themselves, to make sure that a journalist should be able to own a house one day, or to drive a Mercedes-Benz just like a doctor. I'm talking about proper remuneration. Maushkwanyama is now kicking in. but I'm saying to get proper salaries that can sustain. Say I have 5 kids, or I have my mom, I have my girlfriend, I have, to be able to maintain life, to be able to bring bread. I can't be going to work and come back home empty-handed. I should buy veggies by the home shop in the corner of my street and bring something at home, so my kids will run to me and they know that daddy really goes to work.
It does.
Yes, investment. I think to invest both in the workers themselves or in the journalists themselves, and to invest also on equipment. You'll find a media house or a newsroom that does not even have a simple iPhone. A journalist goes to an event and they take videos with an Android like mine. I'm not saying an Android is bad, but it's a 2018 model that when it takes a video, you have to zoom in like this. So I'm saying media companies should also be able then to invest a lot on equipment. I was at a media event at NAST, I think, last week.
Yeah.
And they said, look, government should as well subsidize media houses. Believe me, I've tried marketing for a radio station, and it's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
Both companies and political parties, they have money. I know these guys receive a lot of money from parliament.
Yeah.
Everyone that believes information is a right to the people should then be able to say, look, let me invest in this. Let me send an advert to COTA FM to be able to at least afford a thing or two, to pay one person or two. Adverts, and government should also really just establish, I don't want to say they should give money to media houses, but they should establish, a favorable kind of ground for media houses to flourish and just to work smoothly, to create money and being able to sustain themselves. Sustainability is very important. So in short, I think money is really important. Another challenge is independency in the media industry. Everyone wants to have a credible, independent story written or published or aired on TV. Media independence. Namibia is, I think, second in Africa. Somewhere, I think 20, I'm not sure, 18, I think, in the world. We are really doing good as a country. But this is, according to government, I mean, this is how government rather allows the media people to have interviews with the ministers, to have interviews with, or to actually hold the most powerful to account, to talk to political parties and everyone. But I'm saying we should also not get intimidated as journalists by, if I write, say you are a politician and I write a story about you and then you call me and you make threats that you're not supposed to do this, or maybe I write something about a businessman that got a tender to build toilets in Okombaye, and then you write a story that the project has been lying for so many years and this guy got money, and then you break that story, and then the guy comes to you and they threaten you with death and all this kind of. I'm saying media is supposed to be independent. Everyone is supposed to be, we must be allowed then to not be scared to go to work.
Okay. Speaking of independence, like, have you ever thought of running your own company, doing your own stuff, like being you, just do you, be you, like inspiring other people?
At some point that has crossed my mind, but it boils to something that I've just alluded to earlier, to say we should then be able to make more money. I mean, every young person, I'm not saying I'm young. I'm a big person, but I'm saying everyone aspires rather to become an entrepreneur and create jobs for their peers. I mean, when you listen or when you attend graduations, you will hear a key speaker saying, the young people must create their own jobs. The young people must create jobs for their peers and stuff. I mean, I would love that. I would love to have a media company one day that runs just smoothly, that does a lot of outside broadcasts, that does a lot of this and that. But is the ground favorable? Is the ground does it allow me to do it, or is it something that you will invest like a little 100,000 that you've saved with let's say Hobeng, or you've invested with Beng Windhoek, and then you spend it all, and then next time you hear you've gone bankrupt. I'm saying government should also now invest in young entrepreneurs. We had the SME bank that was created to fund for most of these things. Just to get back to your question, so if we are then allowed to, or we then have institutions that are so supportive that are giving young people, or that are making it conducive for young people to flourish in their entrepreneurship aspirations, then my answer would obviously be yes. I would want to have a company one day, maybe a house company, where I don't even sit there. I'm inspired by the Namibian, if she allows me to call her a guru or an expert or a veteran, Gwen Lister. You barely see her around. Like, she laid the foundation and she says, young people must take over, they must do what they do. I mean, I want to be that person one day.
Now, as a writer and a presenter, like, and a former student from the College of the Arts, like, what would you recommend that we do if I was a graduate, or if I'm about to graduate from that certain certain college? What would you recommend for me to do to become successful in the media department?
Life is very basic. There are values, there are ethics, there are morals that one needs to abide by. There are things that if I do this, I'm not saying drinking alcohol or smoking, plan or whatever people do is wrong. But I'm saying, don't overdo anything that you do. Still take care of yourself. Still allow yourself to be that one person, and it will really take you steps. But also invest in yourself. Invest in yourself as a journalist to say, if I need this certain equipment, of course the company will provide with this, but let me also have this that will make my work look easier. Invest in yourself, not only with equipment, not only with material, but investing in your mind as well. Do a lot of self-studies, educate yourself on your own. I mean, we have a university at our disposal now. We have artificial intelligence. We have Uncle
it all.
Google.
We have it all.
We have YouTube. I mean, I don't expect you to come tell your teacher one day, I mean, you are still a student, I don't expect you to come tell your teacher, no, say I could not do the assignment because I don't understand how to do A, B, C, and D. They are lecturers, just to to open up a few things for you. Of course, we are not saying they should not guide you, but you yourself as a student, or you yourself as a media person, make sure you're constantly in libraries, constantly on certain sites. AI is there. I'm not saying the overuse of AI is important, but it's there to help us think. There are just days when your creativity is just on at the bottom level, and you're like, okay, how do I go about a story? Like now it's a very busy year with elections. You want to make political parties account. You want to look through the manifestos of the political parties. You want to make sure that young people go to the polls. Are you registered, by the way, as a voter?
I have to be. As a Namibian, it's a must.
You want to make sure that you do a lot of civic education around all these things. But maybe your creativity does not allow you to do that at that point. And then you just talk to AI. How do I, craft something in line with that? And then they'll be there to help you. Technology is made to make life easier. We can't, of course, AI is, you can't entirely use AI on your work. Chat GPT, your whole assignment is that. No, that is very unacceptable. But I'm saying it's made to make all of us life also easier. I mean, you can't say because I'm hardworking, I should walk to Okanja when you have a $60 in your exactly. I'm saying we have technology at our disposal, and we must really make use of it. So invest yourself
Yeah.
as a journalist, and do a lot of, I don't want to call it connection.
Yeah.
I want to call it network.
Yeah. Okay, now speaking of AI, now in the AI making,
Right?
what difference did it have then and now for you in your journey?
Just repeat that question.
Okay, AI in the making, right?
Yeah.
So what difference did it have then, back then, and now?
You see, with evolution, it's very funny.
Yeah.
When you're using it then, you still felt it was helpful. But today you use AI and then you look back and you're like, okay, so things are actually easier now than they were
Back then.
back then. But still today you still struggle with
Yeah.
certain stuff.
Yeah.
It's a commendable kind of invention from from the tech guys,
Yeah.
and we really appreciate them for that. I was talking about networking. I'm saying do a lot of network when you meet a prominent person or somebody that you think is better than you, or even that one that you think you're doing better than them.
Yeah.
Exchange numbers. Talk to these people.
Yeah.
They can as well just open so many doors for you. You can as well just learn a thing or two from them.
Yeah.
You will learn a lot when you network, when you speak to people, when you go to events. You see, it concerns me when, as a journalist, I'm invited to youth events and you find 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Last Friday there was a BIG protest. This BIG coalition, basic income grant people demonstrating. They want people to be receiving some grant as Namibians. And you look at their attendance. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying I expected more. The other week when we were registering as voters, there was a youthful event that was organized. I don't remember exactly by who, but EC and themselves were there. And young people are not there. You find workshops on, I think, the most economic things that we're talking about now is like gas and oil discoveries, both offshore and onshore. We have the green hydrogen. And you'll be amazed to go to a shipyard and sit with these guys and bring up that conversation. And it will amaze you to know the number of people that will comment with actually that bit of understanding. So a lot of people don't want to invest in themselves and understand really what is going on. That's what I'm saying. As young people, we need to invest knowledge, if I can put that, in our minds and go to events that really matter. Not saying going for BI is not important. Maybe I do that, maybe I don't myself. But I'm just saying you should learn to balance your life here, your social life. But there's also a life that is supposed to carry your social life. The world is very economical. It's very economical that you just need to be somewhere. You just need to reason. There's a meme that I saw some days like on, I think it was on WhatsApp. Somebody says, look, colleagues, read books. We are tired of hearing or telling people our problems, and then they will say, oh, I feel you.
They got you.
I feel what you're going through. I mean, you tell somebody your problem, they're like, oh, I feel what you're going through.
They got you.
This person, I think in their mind, they want to say, look, I want to tell my problem to somebody, and then they would advise me, not per se advise me, but they will tell me what other people have done in the past, and it helped for them, when I had this problem. So it's all about educating yourself, investing in yourself, and really just making the best out of yourself.
I do not want to take much of your time, but I would love to ask you this question. Like, what advice would you give me, a graduate in the media arts department, if I'm about to graduate and like be in the department and go out there, in the industry to show my work?
I always say there are people that studied law and they never became lawyers. So as journalism, so as any other trade, there are people that studied media and never got a chance to become journalists, even just as junior journalists. What do I mean by this? Journalism is It's about you. You become a brand yourself.
Yeah.
Is what you do. Studying alone is not important. We know of people that just studied because you needed to further your study after high school. I mean, we have a very good example of how the University of Namibia is now filled with a lot of people that want to study education and become teachers. And you ask yourself, do these people really wanted to become teachers? You mentioned something in the beginning about I'm not sure if you said passion. Yes, but I'm saying, look, it boils down again to what we were discussing earlier, to say invest in yourself.
Yeah, invest.
As a media student, start writing.
Writing?
Start doing stories. I mean, I know most of you probably do not still have media cards, but if you go to an event and you tell the person that has organized the event that but I'm a student, I just want to learn. Go to an event. I mean, sometimes events are just happening here by the youth center. There are so many events that are happening there. And you just want to challenge yourself and write a story, and you give it to your lecturer and say, look, this is my work. What do you make of it? Media is, you brand yourself. You want companies to be approaching you. You want companies to say, look, we want you to do this for us. Yeah. Understand? So it's what you make of your name. Yeah, yourself. Yeah. You need to have a name branded up there. Yeah. And really just do good. Don't just study because you have to study, but study and
because you want to have passion in it.
Exactly. Do a lot by yourself. You should be self-driven. That's the most important thing that you really undermine at most. You should be self-driven. When I was in school also, I think sometime, I mean, I would exceed due dates. Yeah. The assignment is due on the 15th, and then on the 15th you come to the lecturer and you lie to them a little bit. No, I was sick. No, I was what. No, I was what. All these kind of things
phone, no
because
internet.
of procrastination and all these kind of things. And when you enter the real industry, that's when you realize that, look, it's really not a thing. You're not allowed. I had
no excuses.
A conversation with the colleagues here that you're not allowed to be late. You can't be a radio presenter that comes to your show 15 minutes late. You're calling the guy that is on air. Please just push it up a little bit. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Doesn't work like
Imagine
that.
you're on NBC doing news at exactly 8 o'clock and you come in late. Just imagine that. Yeah. You're not allowed to be late. That's why you're also not allowed to be late at like for class.
Yeah, I can't be.
For your assignment.
Yeah.
If you are in print for that matter, your editor, if the deadline is 3 o'clock, you're not allowed to do that. Yeah. Make sure that you speak to your sources very early. Yeah. Make sure you gather all your information. Make sure you have your information ready, and then you don't exceed beyond. Otherwise, you should be early. I think it's very important to be early. Okay. Yeah, I think that's one very important thing. Time is really precious, and you have to take care of it. That's why you're not. I mean, all in all, you're not allowed to be late.
No. Okay, I guess that's the end of this podcast. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, thank you for joining me. Catch us next time, same place. COTA podcast. I'm Zurainda, your boyfriend's favorite DJ. Thank you.